Live from WOIO TV, Cleveland, this is CBS 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. Right now, police in Ashland County are working on a murder mystery.
A woman was found dead inside her home, the only suspect missing. It's got the tiny town of Nova all shook up, and Paul Olowski has the story.
It would be an understatement to say rural Nova, Ohio, on Route 224 is an unlikely place for a murder. But 39-year-old Tammy Offhouse was found in her home with a single gunshot wound to the forehead. The suspect is at large.
We've checked around the neighborhood, and then we're still coming up with zero.
Police learned of the crime when Terry's 6-year-old daughter left the home and walked across the street to Florence Hutman's home. She told Florence, "My mommy is dead, and there's blood everywhere." Oddly, now it is Florence's own son who police want to talk to in connection with the murder. Florence did not want to talk when we approached. Her son is Michael Guthrie. He is 6 feet tall, weighs 148 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. He may be driving a black and gray 1981 Datsun 280Z.
Obviously, don't confront the individual. You know, try to limit any confrontation that they might come in contact with him.
Detectives say they have no motive. Despite the crime, Guthrie's past indicates a mild-mannered nature with no serious troubles with the law.
Mikey, their son, it's hard to believe. I just don't believe it. My heart just aches for these people.
Neighbors like Claudette Church feel for two families, the suspects and the victims.
They were friends. The kids were friends. I mean, that's the only thing I know.
The murder scene remains sealed. No one was home. The victim's husband and family in seclusion. A way people here say they lived their lives.
She waved at me and all that stuff, and that was it. And yeah. We never talked or nothing.
Police hope someone will talk to lead them to her killer. Paul Olowski, CBS 19 News.
Two teenagers from Oberlin are being held tonight, charged with beating up their high school teacher and sending him to the hospital. Richard Garverling says he has the scars to prove it. It's a story you'll see only on CBS 19 News. Garverling told CBS 19 Cynthia Barnes it happened right in class.
So I approached him, put my hands on his desk, leaned over forward, and asked him again, please stop talking. I want to get class started. And without notice, he stood up and assaulted me. While my arms were being held back, that's when the student who struck me the previous 2 times continued to hit me.
Garverling says he thought about fighting back, but the teacher in him made him keep his cool. The two 16-year-olds are being held in the Lorain County Juvenile Detention Home.
Well, more evidence will be released tomorrow that could lead to impeachment for President Clinton. But while the investigation intensifies in Washington, the president will be here in Northeast Ohio. In a story you'll see only on CBS 19 News, Deborah Steele got a look at the site of tomorrow's presidential visit.
President Clinton himself will visit this home in Fairview Park tomorrow, home of Cleveland businessman Tony George. A lot happening here tonight as workers add the finishing touches, getting ready for the big day.
There's a punch list of about 120 things to get done before he arrives tomorrow, so I'm going to be sort of making sure that all those items get done.
President Clinton will be here attending a fundraiser for Democratic Senate hopeful Mary Boyle. George, who's hosting the fundraiser, has been a prominent Democratic fundraiser for years. Neighbors are excited.
I'm real, happy for the Georges that they're having this. I'm not a Clinton fan, but I'm real pleased for them.
But George's stepson, Justin, says schoolmates don't think it's true.
None of them believe it. They're all like, yeah, whatever, And then I just tell him that he's coming, and you'll see that I'll bring him a picture or something to school or something and show him.
While most of the residents we spoke with tonight say they're excited about the president's visit, there's one man who says, yes, he's excited too, but he has a few words for the president, and they're posted right here in his front yard for Mr. Clinton to see.
It's a chance in a lifetime to get something off your chest.
Dr. Haas put the sign that carries a message about character in his yard today. He also allowed a media tent to be set up in his backyard for coverage of Mr. Clinton's visit. Deborah Steele, CBS 19 News.
Well, Mr. Clinton will arrive in town about lunchtime tomorrow. We'll have live team coverage of the presidential visit throughout the day on CBS 19 News.
And while President Clinton will be drawing a crowd here in Cleveland, the Tribe will be getting ready for Game 3 of the Division Series in Boston. The team had a workout in Fenway Park today. The series is even, as you know, with the Indians and the Red Sox each winning a game here at Jacobs Field. Coming up later in sports, a preview of Game 3, including a look at Boston's starter, a pitcher on the comeback. And you might not know it, but Jacobs Field was modeled somewhat after Fenway Park.
Yeah, despite the infamous green monster, it's a ballpark that players enjoy playing in, and that includes the visiting teams, too. Gary Mendelow is in Boston for the playoffs and has more on the famous park.
When you walk out toward the field at Fenway Park, you immediately know it's a special place, and the players do too.
Fenway Park's obviously one of the favorite places for most players to play. I mean, the first time you walk in here, it leaves an impression on you, somewhat like Yankee Stadium does. But one thing's for sure here, the fans here love the Red Sox as much as our guys love the Indians, so you definitely are in hostile territory.
It is really special. I really like how the people scream stuff at you when you're in the on-deck circle and stuff like that. I think it really pushes your game a little bit to another level, and everybody's excited just to be here.
The dugouts are smaller than the Jake, and so are the locker rooms. And the hallways are much more narrow and certainly not as plush. But that's part of the charm.
Here you can just kind of like smell the old ballpark in it, you know, when you're walking underneath. And whereas, you know, in the new ballparks, it's just all like fresh paint, smells just brand new. But it's really good to be able to come into an old ballpark like this with all the tradition, and then play in the new ballparks, you know, so to speak, looking toward the future.
The most talked about feature of Fenway is the green monster in left field. It can be tough to play the ball off the wall.
You know, you need to know when to go for the ball if you can make a catch, and when to stay back and play it off the wall. So it's a situation where you know, we played out there a couple times already, so you know, it should be nothing new.
Our baby green monster here at Jacobs Field is 325 feet down the line. The wall's padded, and it's some 19 feet high. Here at Fenway, the sign in left says 310 feet from home plate. A lot of debate about that. Some people think it's closer. We'll take the Red Sox word for it. This wall, though, is padded, but the big difference, it's some 37 feet high, hence the name, the Green Monster. This right field foul pole isn't even in the right field corner. It's way up the line, and Manny has to watch it because if a ball's hit into the corner, it can roll right around and get past him for extra bases. Fenway Park has been around for 86 years and will host the 1999 All-Star Game. But after that, who knows? There's lots of talk about a new stadium here in Boston. Gary Mendelow, CBS 19 News.
Well, for those of us who will be watching the game back here at home, you can see all the action on our sister station, Channel 43. Game time tomorrow is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll, of course, have all the highlights for you and a complete wrap-up on CBS 19 News at 11.
The FAA is going to implement a new program to prevent aging planes from causing disasters. This afternoon, the administration introduced a new, tougher inspection program for passenger jets. In the past, the government's focused on the structural soundness of the plane. But now inspectors will also look at non-structural systems like wiring and other internal systems. Today's U.S. airliners have an average age of nearly 16 years. That isn't the only change in airline procedures. Now, when you fly overseas, you'll have to think about your own safety. Starting today, U.S. citizens traveling on international flights will be asked if they want to write the name and phone number of their next of kin on the back of their boarding pass. Most travelers think it's a good idea to be prepared.
We do that in a lot of other documents and travel. We give people notice of where we're going to be and when we expect to return. So it's important to be prepared.
A new procedure isn't mandatory, but it could someday be expanded to domestic flights.
Well, police are cracking down on out-of-control drivers. Operation Road Rage is in full force on I-480.
The reason I stopped you is you made a lane change there without a signal kind of quick. I'm just going to give you
The Highway Patrol and Independence Police are pulling over drivers who mistake I-480 for the Indy 500. But that's not the worst of it. Road rage also threatens the lives of innocent people.
Guys were racing and got into something, and a guy came across a divider and struck a family head-on. I think 2 were killed.
Officers do have some advice when it comes to road rage. They say you never know the person's state of mind, so it's best if you don't give chase and let the driver go on his way. Well, State Senator Jeffrey Johnson has asked a federal judge to throw out corruption charges against him. Prosecutors allege Johnson used his office to shake down local grocers for $17,000. Senator Johnson is seen here with actress Halle Berry at a fundraiser earlier this year. Defense lawyers say the case should be dismissed because they claim the FBI went too far in trying to go after Johnson. Prosecutors claim they have plenty of evidence. Well, last week's earthquake has many of us thinking about the safety of our homes and buildings.
Now, some shocking news tonight. A consultant's report says a strong wind or earthquake could make the west wall of Cleveland's main library collapse. That's the Plain Dealer top story tonight. Vice President and Senior Editor Tom Greer of the paper joins us with more. What exactly does this report say about the possibility of that wall collapsing, Tom?
Well, Kevin, the report is from a consulting firm which concludes there are major structural defects in the main library building which pose the threat of the west wall of the building collapsing.
And what's been the response to this report?
Well, the most dramatic response comes from a renovation manager for Turner Construction. He says he's going to pull his workers if they don't take immediate steps to evaluate and remedy the problem. And he also points out that the general public is at risk as a result of this threat.
What's the library board saying about all this?
Well, the board insists that its building is structurally sound, and it reportedly has a counter opinion to support its claim. On September 15th, it decided it would make none of the recommendations from this consulting firm to repair these alleged structural defects.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, Kevin, thank you.
You can read more about that potential problem in tomorrow's Plain Dealer.
Well, if you're a parent, you've probably wished at some point that you had an extra set of hands.
And coming up on CBS 19 News, we'll show you a new company that provides just that, Rent-A-Mom.
Also, new information about pregnancy and exercise that may surprise you coming up.
You didn't forget that important anniversary this week, did you?
Because we're lowering prices all over the store.
With special anniversary items to save even more. It's Walmart's 36th anniversary party, now through October 6th. Come on, there's still time to save.
We'll keep stocking those anniversary specials.
At low prices, good through October 6th.
Don't forget to hurry in.
This party's for you. Walmart's 36th anniversary.
Special savings make this an anniversary to remember.
So come on.
At $189 a month, why wouldn't you lease a sporty new Saturn Coupe?
This Saturday and Sunday at Levin's. Save on the furniture you really want now and don't pay a thing till the year 2000. That means no monthly payments and no interest till the 21st century. Don't miss a beat. Don't miss these savings. Get the furniture you really want and don't pay a thing till the year 2000. This Saturday and Sunday only at Levin's.
Fear. It's waiting for you at Blockbuster. We've got more copies of terrifying new releases than ever before, so get your movie and go home happy.
Rent Deep Rising tonight and go home happy. No one has survived to tell them what happened on this ship.
There's something down here.
Now the only question is,
they're wiping us out one at a time.
Who's next? Deep Rising, rated R, rented tonight at Blockbuster Video.
A clean plane, comfortable seat, on-time arrivals, getting your bags back. At Continental, our priorities are simple. They're yours. Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right.
New moms sometimes wish their little ones came with an instruction manual.
Well, we found the next best thing, moms who not only babysit, but teach other moms the ropes. That story tops the Money Beat.
We want to promote infant massage.
Linda Delaney is the mastermind behind Rent-A-Mom, a company which is based in Seven Hills, provides childcare and hands-on instructions for new moms.
All our mothers are certified in infant massage. We're certified through the Red Cross in first aid, Heimlich maneuver, infant CPR, and child CPR.
Babysitting services are $12 an hour. In-home instruction is $15. The group also offers light house cleaning and care for the elderly. Well, Buzzard Radio is going to fly out of Cleveland for good. The new management at the legendary WMMS Radio announced plans today to change the station's call letters and format. During the 70s and 80s, MMS helped launch many a career, including Bruce Springsteen and John Cougar Mellencamp. But in recent years, it's been sold several times and had a lot of programming changes. The new, still unannounced format will kick off November 1st.
Expectant mothers don't have to hang up their gym shoes anymore. Topping the Health Beat, why exercise is not only safe but recommended during pregnancy. Researchers say women have no reason to worry about exercising while they're pregnant. New research from New York's Mount Sinai Medical School concludes that even weight training and high-impact aerobics are okay.
As long as the body keeps going, I'm going to keep exercising.
Researchers also found that women at risk for miscarriages could benefit from exercise, but women should start slowly and, as usual, check with their doctors first. People suffering from advanced gum disease may find themselves in the dentist chairs less often. The FDA has approved a new pill to help slow the progression of gum disease. Scientists say the pill helps improve the effectiveness of traditional dental care. Gum disease patients will still need to have their gums scraped, but not as frequently.
Things Remembered stores all over the country are remembering a special teenager from Northeast Ohio who died of a cancerous brain tumor. They put a collectible ornament on sale today in honor of Alyssa Bryan of Boardman. Her story is my wish of the week.
Alyssa had a very special wish that she wanted to have granted, and that is to give every member of her family and all of her friends a special personalized gift to remember her by.
Suzanne Sutter had never had a request like Alyssa's at Things Remembered, but Alyssa's mother, Brinko, was not surprised. Her daughter's wish was to give to others.
She was always a very giving, open, friendly, outgoing person that wanted to do things for everybody else. She didn't care if she had, you know, something for herself. She brought strength to us in her strength of dealing with it.
That strength touched the lives of the folks at Things Remembered.
After the experience, I couldn't get her out of my mind. I thought about it all through the holiday season, and it was really after the holidays that the executive team and myself really decided that we had to find a special way to celebrate many children like Alyssa.
And what they came up with was a special collectible ornament with bears wishing upon a star. It's $11.99, and $2 from every sale goes to Make-A-Wish.
We hope to sell over 60,000 units. So we're very excited because it can be a very meaningful contribution to Make-A-Wish.
Her daughter touched a lot of people's lives in a lot of ways, and she would be very proud and happy to know that this has happened for her and because of her.
Now, each of these ornaments comes with Alyssa's story on this little piece of paper that is tucked inside, and it talks about her life, and so people all over the country, Kevin, will know about Alyssa and her story, and that she wanted to give her wish to other people. And with 800 stores selling these nationwide, they're sure to pay for a lot of other kids' wishes in the future.
How great that her wish was for someone else.
That's right. A lasting gift now because of this company, Things Remembered. Really a nice effort on their part.
And it's a terrific ornament, too.
Yeah, it's cute.
Well worth having.
And it's pewter. Yeah. Little bears and a star.
Find it. It's starting to feel like fall tonight.
It certainly is. Carrie comes back and the temperatures start dropping. What do you make of that, Carrie?
Well, so you're blaming the cold weather on me, are you? Well, we are going to see a chilly night tonight, and in some cases a frosty night. And then as we overlook one of our steam vents right over here at Chester, right near 12th and Chester, you can see that it's steamy. And that indicates that there is quite a contrast in temperature between the warm air and the warm water down there in our sewer system here in our city, and the cold air aloft here. 46 the current temperature, 36 our dew point. Winds out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour, 68% relative humidity and a rising barometer. Our high temperature, well, not this afternoon, but early this morning, 66, 53. Our low temperature this morning, we saw about 59 actually through the course of the afternoon, through the daylight hours here for a high temperature. Now, as we take a look at one of our neighborhood WeatherNet locations, we're going to take you over to Lakewood here, where the current temperature over at the Emerald Necklace Marina is standing at 51 degrees. They saw a high temperature of 69, and right there, not a whole lot of wind right now. Now, as we take a look at some satellite pictures for the past 7 days, over the past 7 days, we put these together every 3 hours here, so we can actually put the time lapse together that shows you George as it tracked along the west coast of Florida, up along the northern Gulf Coast, sheared apart there, and taken out into the Atlantic Ocean. You can also see how things have really changed here. We had a big ridge of high pressure here across our area, and now a trough, an upper-level trough, is beginning to bring down that cold air, that Canadian high-pressure dome, and that's why we're going to have that clear, crisp condition for us the next couple of mornings anyway, and we're going to see at least a good chance of frost here for about the northern half, with the frost advisory in effect for about the northern half of Ohio during the course of the night tonight. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a clear, crisp day. Radar imagery will show you there's not a whole lot happening here tonight. We do have a few showers and thunderstorms off to the west of us. That's going to stay over there. We're not going to have much of a chance of rain here for about the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to see most of this activity continue to be out there and to the west. High pressure is going to be in control of our weather for the most part all the way through the weekend. It looks like those temperatures tomorrow, while they're going to be somewhat cool, we're going to have a lot of sunshine, up to about 60 tomorrow for the high temperature. And over the weekend, we're not going to see a great deal of change in that, although next week we will have a spike in those temperatures. Tonight, we do still have that frost advisory in effect. We're going to see that frost mainly inland, away from the lake and away from the city. We'll see the 40s right near the lake. Tomorrow, though, we'll warm up into the low to mid 60s across the area. It's going to turn out to be a fine day. Here's your forecast overnight tonight. We will see overnight tonight, again, the frost advisory in effect, 35, fair skies out there, light northerly winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny and cool, 60 for the high. We're going to see a small craft advisory early on, but I think eventually we're going to see those winds die down. 10 to 20 knot winds out there, especially early on, northwesterly winds at that. Now, your 7-day forecast will show you those temperatures rising into the 70s. We head toward Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to have a decent weekend. We'll see the 60s once again, so somewhat on the cooler side. Not abnormal, too much anyway. We will see very little chance of rain until about next Wednesday and Thursday, possibly a lingering shower as well.
Like the 78. Bring more 78s.
Well, that's true, but you know, somehow or another, I kind of like this weather too.
Now, I want to know, though, how does Kerry get all that time off, and now he's off again tomorrow?
Because
he comes back for one day.
I didn't take much off during the summertime.
Okay.
I accrued all this time,
All
and I
right.
thought, well, I better take it.
We'll give you that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's your story. You're sticking to it.
Yeah.
Not one of the first freedoms that probably come to mind, but tonight the freedom to read was celebrated here in Cleveland. People gathered at the Arabica Coffee House in Shaker Square for readings from books that have been banned for one reason or another. Our own Harry Boomer and Byron Brown were there. So was sports director Ronnie Duncan. He read a selection from Lorraine native Toni Morrison's book, The Song of Solomon.
Guitar! Shh! Said Railroad Tommy. Guitar turned around and he motioned him. He said, come here, but be quiet.
The event also featured works by such modern writers as Alice Walker and Maya Angelou.
Well, plenty of people are still upset over the umpiring in yesterday's Tribe game.
Indians GM John Hart was one of them. Coming up on CBS 19 News, we'll find out what he's going to do about it.
Plus, a look at the man that the Indians lineup will have to beat tomorrow, coming up.
For the day's late-breaking news, sports, and up-to-the-minute weather, just log on.
I'm Bill Yogan.
And I'm Amy Costelli. Tomorrow morning on CBS 19 News This Morning, we'll take a look at the president's trip. Also, office exercises, how to keep in shape while you're on the job.
It's clam bake season again, and we're going to show you how to do the best clams in town and count down to playoff game number 3 between the Indians and the Boston Red Sox. See you tomorrow.
The investigator exposes what's going on at a golf course that could be in your backyard.
This was right out back. It's truly awful.
You won't believe the incredibly shocking video our cameras caught at a local golf outing. Strip tease, Monday only on CBS 19 News at 11.
On the next Roseanne Show.
Olympic gold medal gymnast Mary Lou Retton, long-distance swimmer Diana Nyad, and track and field superstar Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
The Roseanne Show tomorrow at 5 on CBS 19.
George Voinovich, changing ineffective government programs.
You lose your families, you've lost your country. Go back through history. It's the family that's made the difference. And I got to tell you something. Government is a lousy substitute for the family.
Governor Voinovich changed Ohio's welfare system. Now more than 500,000 people are off the welfare rolls, using their God-given talents to take care of their families and contribute to society. In the Senate, he'll keep fighting to bring power back to the states, closest to the people.
Big Lots Furniture Casting.
Big Lots has furniture.
Hot. Big Lots has furniture. They have like couches, chairs, love seats.
Anybody can afford these prices.
Next.
Wait.
It's been done.
Big Lots has furniture even for me.
We have furniture and layaway.
Can we call back the dog?
The value is inversely proportional to the price. So as the price diminishes, the value increases.
This is a typical small business line of credit. And this is Key's responsive line of credit. It responds with a credit line increase of 25% instantly. For emergencies, to grab opportunities, or to help whip the competition. It's only from Key. one of America's leading small business banks. To learn more or to apply, call 1-888-KEY4BIZ. You could make a new friend. Key, help at every turn.
Winter's coming, and before you know it, you'll be up to your fenders in the green stuff. That's right, the green stuff. Presenting $2,500 cash back on Bravada, the one SUV with the Smart Track system that automatically adjusts to changing road conditions, making it the perfect year-round vehicle. So visit your Oldsmobile dealer and play in the green stuff while you can.
A clean plane, comfortable seat, on-time arrivals, getting your bags back. At Continental, our priorities are simple. They're yours. Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right.
The Indians there in Boston right now getting ready Game 3 of the divisional playoff series with the Red Sox. However, General Manager John Hart was busy today because he took it to the brink with his pen. What I mean by that is that John Hart wrote a letter and sent the tape to American League President Gene Budick about umpire Joe Brinkman's conduct during this heated exchange with Mike Hargrove and Doc Gooden. It wasn't an official complaint, but it was pretty close to one. The Indians will start Charlie Nagy tomorrow. Charlie will be in charge. You know, Charlie Nagy has never lost a game at Boston Fenway Park throughout his entire Major League career. That's a good note. However, he'll be going up against Brett Saberhagen. With more on him, here's Gary Mendelow.
As the Indians get set to play the Red Sox here in Game 3 at Fenway Park, they have one main thing in mind, and that's solving Boston starter Brett Saberhagen. You see, he's been very tough on the Tribe this season.
Saberhagen is not the kind of guy you're trying to wake up and go out and just think you don't own him. He's a great pitcher in my eyes, and he's been in a lot of big games, so I know he'll be up for it tomorrow. We just hope he's not as sharp as we know he can be.
The 98 numbers for Saberhagen against the Tribe are numbing. 12 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, and 8 strikeouts. A 2-0 record, a .75 ERA.
It's a good pitcher. I mean, obviously at one point he was probably the premier pitcher in baseball. Come back, had a great year. You know, he's going to be tough.
So what's the plan?
He's an aggressive pitcher. He throws a lot of strikes, and you know, you have to swing a lot of strikes too. So maybe swing early in the count is going to be a good idea.
Will the late afternoon shadows make Saberhagen even tougher?
Well, it's probably the most difficult time to play a baseball game.
It's a really good ballpark to hit in. The only thing tomorrow will be those 4 o'clock shadows. I mean, it looks pretty dark here now, and with a guy with the kind of stuff that Saberhagen has, that may make for a problem for all of us.
I'm standing right behind home plate, and you get a good idea of the sunshade problem late in the day here at Fenway. Now, hopefully the Indians hitters can find a way to block out that problem and knock out Brett Saberhagen tomorrow. In Boston with the Indians, Gary Mendelow, CBS 19 Sports.
Just a reminder, you can catch all the excitement of Game 3 on our sister station, Channel 43, starting at 4 o'clock. Houston Astros, San Diego Padres played the second game of their series this afternoon. The score was tied to 4 from Billy Spires, singles and Ricky Gutierrez. And the Astros even their series at 1 with a 5-4 victory. And just moments ago, the Atlanta Braves did this. Chipper Jones, bottom of the 10th inning with the hit. It was scored the winning run. Atlanta leads Chicago 2-0. This week's NFL, CBS 19 and Cleveland Browns Player of the Week? No. Try the Coach of the Week. It is Dave Sedmick. I'm talking to coach of Shaker Heights High School. He takes the honor. The Red Raiders are 4-0 after beating Euclid last week. Vicki Dansby of the Browns was with me when I presented Dave with the good news.
The Honolulu thing is true. Yeah. It's a great honor to receive this award. A lot of outstanding coaches have won it already, but it truly is an award for our entire program because I'm blessed with an outstanding coaching staff and just a tremendous bunch of kids, and everything we do as a team, and this was certainly a team victory, and it's a team honor.
Okay. Coach, you're such a big guy. I was going to give you Player of the Week, Coach of the Week. You're all that in a bag of chips. Now it's time for Ronnie Slam Dunk, and this happened during the Astros game this afternoon. The umpire didn't go after Mike Hargrove. He went after a fan. He says, look, you can't do that. It's a distraction. And if you continue, you're going to be out of the game. I'm Ronnie Duncan at Sports. We'll see you again tomorrow
what
at
was
6.
the fan doing? Could you see?
Making faces. Didn't you see the ugly person
there?
Making
faces. Not sharing the popcorn.
Oh, boy.
You know, if you've ever carved a jack-o'-lantern, you probably search for that perfect pumpkin first.
Still ahead on CBS 19 News, we'll show you one that might not make the best jack-o'-lantern, but it would definitely be the biggest.
Value City Furniture is just your style. Casual living at a price you can live with. Value City Furniture. You just can't do any better.
Hometown proud. IGA supermarkets have been a part of hometowns like yours for over 70 years, providing more quality, selection, and savings. Like Tropicana orange juice, only $2.78. Swift Premium Hard Salami, only $2.98 a pound. And Ragu Spaghetti Sauce, only $1.28. At IGA, we're hometown proud.
IGA.
It's Truck Cap sale time. Call Truck Cap 1-800-541-TRUK.
Give your home a great new look during America's top brand flooring sale. Enjoy huge savings on the top brand in carpet, including special pricing on Allied and So carpets. And thanks to special financing available during this sale, you and your family can start enjoying your new look today and pay no interest till 2000. Don't miss America's top brand flooring sale at your authorized Shaw Carpet and Flooring Center dealer.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You should be.
Where?
Value City's Big Fall Sale.
Why?
It's our biggest sale of the season with big savings store-wide.
How big?
25 to 85% off and big brand names.
Like what?
Can't say. You couldn't get them at these prices if we did. It's our big fall sale.
When?
It's almost over. At Value City, opportunity knocks every day.
In the mood for a little pumpkin pie? You'd have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen to get rid of this gourd. Jack Turnus of Sheffield Village won first place at the Lorain County Fair with this 461-pound pumpkin.
Wow.
A massive melon is currently sitting there in his truck. So what do you do with a pumpkin that big?
Everybody asks that question. What I'm going to do with these, I put a lot of decorations out in the front.
Yeah, well, Turnus must grow his prize pumpkins for the love of it because first prize is just $3 and a trophy.
How does he move them? That's what I want to know.
It takes more than $3 worth of gas to move
I
them.
know. How'd you get it on the truck and off?
Well, you know, I like pumpkin seeds, but I got to tell you, that'd be a wad of pumpkin seeds coming out. That'd keep you going until the spring. Oh, absolutely. You'd keep spitting those for a couple of years, wouldn't you?
Getting to be Halloween weather.
Yeah, hey, well, it's going to be a little bit of frost on the pumpkins tomorrow. We do have a frost advisory in effect tonight. We'll see a sunny condition tomorrow throughout the day, 55 by noon, 60 by that day's end drive home.
Okay, thanks, Gary. Late Show with David Letterman's next. He's got Drew Carey and Billy Connolly.
Thanks for sharing your time with us, and be sure to join Byron in the morning at 5:30. Good night.
Good night.
You spot an amazing bargain at Big Lots. Do you say, A, might as well grab it and go? B, might as well get the Big Lots price on all my Halloween shopping. Or C, might as well
do the bargain boogie.
Get this 56-inch scarecrow for only $5.99. And this life-size glow-in-the-dark skeleton is just $8.88.
Might as well get the Big Lots price.
And boogie! Yeah!
At Mullinax Ford's 3 convenient locations, you can buy a brand new hot-selling Ford and get 0.9% financing plus a $1,000 rebate plus a huge Mullinax sellout discount. Buy a 98 Escort SE wagon with automatic air conditioning, stereo cassette, and more for just $13,500 and get 0.9% financing. But hurry, we only have 52 left at this price. You'll also find 98 Sporty CX2s, sellout priced from $10,500 to $14,000. 3 convenient locations to serve you at Mullinax Ford, where you get more dollars for your trade.
What makes Burlington Coat Factory's grand opening here in Mentor better? Huge selections of designer dresses, suits, and sportswear. Men's suits, furnishings, and casual clothes. Men's and women's top name shoes. Super kids clothes. Linens, gifts, and home fashion. Everything for your baby. And thousands of coats, jackets, and leathers, all at our famous low prices.
Burlington Coat Factory, we're more than great coats. Life is a highway, I wanna ride it all night long.
The funny thing about going it alone in business is that you can't really go it alone. You set your own goals, you make your own plans, but along the way, you'll need a partner like National City. We have the loans, credit lines, investments, and advice to fuel your dreams and to take you where you always wanted to go. National City. Follow your own lead.
The investigator exposes what's going on at a golf course that could be in your backyard.
This is right out back.
Strip Tease, Monday only on CBS 19 News at 11.